Hello. Just give me 1 second. Got off to a little bit of a shaky start. But I'm here. Promise games are here too. Good morning, Panina. Good morning, Ada. You go, Louis Swa. The Primal Data Center. That's not the one. Hang on. That was some old characters I don't play anymore. Do. It's almost like I did some data center hopping. There I am, in all my handsome glory. "17 people in queue. Way backed up. Oh. Hang on, I need to turn the lights on. There. Now we should have some facial tracking. Haven't caught a stream in a while? Yeah. I don't think I saw you on the evening stream either. How have you been, Bervin? Sorry. I'm just very interested in what's going on around me. Where am I going? Let's cling together. Somewhere over here. Northern Thanalan? Yeah. Yeah, I'll teleport there. Hi, kitty. Are you ready? I'm not ready. Ugh, Friday streams are rough. Good morning, everybody. I'm Old Man Sugarheart. Today we are playing Final Fantasy XIV. And, let's see. We beat Shiva. And so we're on our way to Midgardsormr, which is a thing. I honestly just can't remember where we left off. I'm sure it'll be obvious. Oof, RPing right now. And the small pub you're in just had a set of rolling disconnects. Uh-oh. Ah. How dare you? I was talking to my friend. Backstab. Captain Ilbord and I have a few more questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. That's right. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. Thanks. I just got here. But I have a last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I'm aware that the antecedent held Royale in high regard. For better or worse, I think she might want to know how this tale ends. Classic Final Fantasy XIV. meet in the middle of an empty field just to teleport back home. Anyway, we might get to see a dragon today. But it might just be the story kicking off. Like, we're about to get in the final stretch of A Realm Reborn. And, like, it's the part that sticks with me the most. Like, I get really invested in the story, and things really start to kick off.
I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say.
Good to see you too, Janie.
Together with Robon, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that you will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while. perform a few more tests on the aura site. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Vow. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Do 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 do. But wait, there's more.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
That's how you pronounce it?
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald.
Hello, kitty.
But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
You heard the kitty purr? Keep listening, you'll hear him headbutt the microphone too.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos-Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
Oh. He just headbutted the microphone far hard.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the And with that, I take my leave.
I may have cut him a little short, but I think he was done talking. Get's just being extra aggressive today in his snuggliness.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it! Ah!
I shall have no further need of you this day.
Nanamo sleeps with plushies. That's adorable.
Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve.
I can't help but notice Merleweeb doesn't have any sugar bricks in her tea.
In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse.
Wait, now none of them do.
Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few.
It all makes sense now. Sugar bricks on the left and what looks like creme brulee on the right.
The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends.
Can't help but notice nobody's touching the salad, though.
For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Uldar will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Roban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Nanamo is waifu material? Nah, Merleweeb is waifu material. Nanamo is plushie material. What is this? This quest is not yet available. Dungeon requirements: Bowl of Embers hard, the Navel hard, Howling Eye hard. Rude. Well, it looks like instead of story today, we've got parties to do. Merleweeb is Crush Me Mommy vibes material. Yeah, like I said, waifu material. I like a girl with a mean right hook and a sawed-off unregistered firearm. Now hold up. Where's the hard mode? Do I really have to, like, walk to all these locations? Bowl of Embers hard, Navel hard, Howling Eye hard. Alright. To that place where Ember Bowls might have been. Honestly, I don't remember how to get there. Urianger. Oh. If you weren't RPing, you'd join me for these. That's fine. I have to go unlock hard mode. Urianger. Okay. Well, what a coincidence. I just happen to have 800,000 Esper Bay tickets. Ooh, and a weapon coffer. Ooh, and bacon broth. What's in here? The Conqueror. Sounds neat. Do I have any actual food? Yeah. Hot chocolate. There we go. Think it's Thancred? Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. Sounds legit. I remember now. There was a point where there were a lot more nails, and they seemed important. Anje, what do you got for me? All the things. Primal Fear. Friend to the Dawn. Hear my plea. Tidings most ominous arrive from Gridania. A primal walketh the shroud. Those who have been born the eldritch spirit witness have returned to tell the tale, a vow that never before had he seen its like. The god's quiver doth investigate as we speak, and meseems Bow-Lord Lewin would welcome a capable adventurer's helping hand. Pray, hie thee to the seat of the first bough, and shine thy light upon thy matter. Wait, if we're going to the bow, or is it the bow? Are they bow lords or bow lords? Is bow spelled with an O-U-G-H? Who says bow? I think that's in Gridania. Zoop. Hey, it's Ada. Hello. I wave at thee. All right, to the bow, or the bow. Wait. Sorry, hang on. Trying to find this on the map. It's not this way. Have I never been to the Archery Guild? Can't forget it was back here. Yeah, I've never even attuned to this. Also, thank you, Ada, for lending a hand. I feel more comfortable with you there. Proceed to the seat of the first bow. Yes? Sugarheart, I've heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. You want to help curse you and your RP addictions? Oh, it's fine, it's fine. You need other people to RP. You're already in a party. I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand, though still substantiated. Ill rumors stir amongst the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who rides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, I would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect. But we have not to gain by rushing to judgment. I would have you go to the streets, Sugarheart, speak to the people, and hear their words with their own ears. I do like your white mage outfit. Oh, they locked this door. And this door. Oop. Out here? There you are. Chancellor Cantaloupe. Here we go. The Ghost Knight. I saw him clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from the shadow itself. galloping through the shroud atop his hell's-born steed. Mark my words, the trees themselves have been quivering in fear that night. I've not slept a wink since I returned. Ooh, red mage. Also nice. And that's your dragoon outfit? I like the plaid pants. It's actually very similar to the outfit I wore in my last big playthrough. I kept like black slacks on, and I kept the wife beater, I mean tank top, white, to show all my femrogadin muscles off. I saw him clear as day, or clear as night, you might say. With me own two eyes, more fearsome than the rider was his ghastly steed. I know not where you've traveled, but I can assure you, you've not seen a more frightening beast. One thing I can tell you, friend, it was no specter or shadow, nay, he was solid as you or me. I mean, we could go unsynced, and you could pwn them on Ninja, but it's not much content if you're going to blast through stuff. I don't know, this isn't the most exciting content I've seen. Honestly, I don't even see why they're doing this to me. Hang on. Who's the person I'm supposed to talk to in here? Ah. Tadasosa. Yeah, don't sneak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me. Ever since espying a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elements would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey their will. This is surely a sign of something sinister, of sinister happenings to come. Alright, one more. We're gonna get through all this and figure out I've been pursuing the wrong person. Like, I don't see what the man in black has to do with the primals. Yeah, I saw the Black Knight, after which I promptly fled for my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I'm not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know this manifestation of pure evil, were he to turn his massive sword against Gridania, all our lances, as one could not hope to stand in his way. And then back to Lewin. Shortcut. He does in the classic Final Fantasy dilemma where you think you're gonna go adventure, but really you're just gonna talk. A knight clad in shadow-forged armor, a mammoth sword that in Hell's-born steed is clear now. Our worst forebodings have proven most unfortunately prescient. Dark Divinity. Now hold up. I think I'm doing the wrong quest. Sorry, this will just be a little brief Google. Just scenario quest. Yeah? Speak to Thancred in the Walking Sands to accept this quest. Okay, yeah, but how do I get it? Previous quest, a recurring problem. Let's see. Quest... Good intentions. Where's a recurring problem? Who do I get it from? Urianger. That's the Odin quest line I'm on. Thank you. I believe you are correct. Sorry for the confusion. Whoa, that is a cool outfit too. What class was that? Oh, that was your ninja class? Nice. But I don't have it. You have a whirl of a time. That's not the one. How do I get a recurring problem? It says speak with Urianger. Let's see. Acquired quest, the ultimate weapon? Like I've definitely done that one. So confusing. In a Titan spot. Seems like I have to do the previous quest before that. Do I have to do these in a certain order? All right. Minfilia has a quest, a recurring problem. Okay. Journal. She should be in the Waking Sands. Alright, double check. None of those. Oh! It's weird she can be in two places at once. What are you doing here? Your twin sister told me all sorts of things. I know you have scarce the chance to arrest, but I'm afraid there's still work to be done. The Ultima weapon's destruction, 'twould seem, has served to embolden the beastmen, who now seek to claim their gods once more. Even as we speak, the Amalja, the Ixal, and the Kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is but half of it. Much to our dismay, the three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something? Basically, this means the primals will be stronger than they were before. Far, far stronger than their previous incarnations. Their previous incarnations will seem as pale imitations. The beast tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of Ultima weapons made an appearance. Or remember that as the time it devoured 3 primals in one sitting. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak. Alas, due to their losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they're ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us once more, to thee. The etheric waves that were observed in Mordona do not appear to bear a connection to any beast tribe. Yet, much and more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I am loath to send you in the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the primals than you. Will you undertake this mission, Old? Yeah. You have my thanks. I truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thancred. With circumstances as they were, I haven't had a chance to properly express my gratitude. I owe you my life, Old. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures have left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger, that I might do right by my fellow scions. But instead, I caused you no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you, it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I have to return to my duties again soon. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the primals. With no fewer than 3 of our beings, 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Oriange has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission. Woo! Oh, this might be the shortest quest. New short quest record. I think my record right now is like 1 minute and 44 seconds. Such knowledge as I possess of the beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beast man, we would want to seek more power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin with the Amalja, who may have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. Yeah. New quest record, maybe. I keep various records of like the quests I do, like noted. Like I've got quest with the longest name. That one was like the quest to fight Shiva, I think. Then we have the quest that took the longest to complete. Right now, that for me, I think was Thorn March, just because I couldn't get a queue. But shortest quest was always fun. It was like, go here, talk to this person, go here, talk to this person. Confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. 'Tis as Oriange said, I fear. The Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of Inferno is inevitable. I would like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldesion insisted that I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not of the workings of it, but it would seem that recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on the fun for everybody's sake, I must sit this one out. Instead, I will focus on gathering and analyzing data. Now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that will be of use to you. Do pay a visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless, you remember Menphilia's words. But this Ifrit is a far cry from the primal you first defeated. You'll want to assemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. Whew. Alright. Can I just teleport straight out of here? I can. Your hubby said he would get you a cat for Christmas, but you told him no. We don't have money in the budget for a kitty. Our house is a mess with repairs right now. Aw. The mess with repairs is something I definitely get. I've got some unfinished walls in my house, and like half the house is blocked off to the kitty. But kitties aren't too bad on the budget. Ah. Old, we thank you for coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we've already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit has returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. The primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use the Beastman Aetherite found within the depths of Zarak, the Amalja stronghold. The Amalja have constructed their own Aethernet from salvaged Aetherite shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without a problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your stoutest comrades would be ill-advised. That is all intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. To the Aetherite at Zathharak. Which is somewhere around. Ooh, that's quite a jaunt. I've never gone out of my way to get a cat in my life. There's always just like a stray cat somewhere who demands I take care of him. Wait, which is the way? Not this way. I don't suppose I could fly over that mountain. Nah. The oxygen's too thin up there for fatty chocobo. Let's see, my current cats. I found one in the middle of the street. Or a friend found him in the middle of the street and said like, you're not gonna survive there. And brought him to me because I am good with cats. And I've got all the good catnip connections. And another one was a stray cat born around a friend's house, and they had toddlers who were too young to have a kitty. Oh, that's a cool mount. Alright. What do we want to do? Do you want to do it unsynced or synced? Let's do it unsynced. I've never done a dungeon unsync. And I'm not really trying to, well, how do I do an unsynced? Whoops. That's not how you do it. Is that not in the duty finder? Duty support. Go to the gear settings in the upper right. Gear. Ah. Unrestricted party. Yes. This could be fun. I've always wanted to know how to do that. Because I think these still count for Wondrous Tales, right? If you do them unsynced. But I could never find that gear. It's kind of hidden. They do. I'm not even going to tank stance on. I feel like I want to be hit the least. Welp. Blessings of Light defies me. I got an Ifrit's Codex. Agreed on that. Oh. Well, that was neat. Did I get something cool? Ifrit's Battle Axe. Is that better than what I have? No. Alright. Back to the Waking Sands, I guess. I can have it. You don't want the codex, the fancy Bernie book. You're telling me you found cooler stuff at level 100? You have every job to level 50 except Blue Mage and Monk. I have not done that. Papalima would have you vanquish Garuda, who has returned stronger and thirstier than before. She was quite the thirst trap before, too. Ah, old, I hear you triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than one would expect of the Warrior of Light, but well done all the same. Now, I full had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus. The celebration must keep. Garuda, I'm afraid to say, has returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of the other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her latest incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In a short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the Aether before she can do any damage. In the meantime, Ida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in the recovery effort. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm and shielded her domain. Well, that storm is a spring breeze beside what she raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. And so we must count ourselves fortunate to have the Order of the Twin Adder, chanced to discover a beastman aetheryte leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I would suggest you pay a visit to Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Holol. He will be able to tell you about the said aetheryte, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. And here we go. Actually kind of surprised you didn't get Monk up high yet. It's one of the funner jobs in my opinion. Private Sugarheart, we're grateful for your aid. Though then again, like, I think all the jobs are pretty fun. As you will already know, the accursed Ixal have summoned Garuda once more since her return. She has wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Twelves Wood and Korthus. She must be stopped, and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we've learned an alternate way into her domain. The Ixal have constructed an aetheryte within Nadalan, their stronghold in the central highlands of Korthus. This aetheryte will take you to Garuda's tempestuous realm. We owe this discovery to the Ashgardians, who the Elder Seedseer says desired to repay the kindness you showed them, for the sake of our people as well as theirs. May your mission be met with success. Okay. Now, where is that? Is that in the East Shroud? In the South Shroud? Straight up, where am I going? Korthus. Oh, right, Korthus. So the Crystal Tower kind of makes sense to me because there's lots of characters introduced and all those things. But I just can't think of like what purpose it serves to do all these primal things again. Is the story reason just that like, oh yeah, and they come back every week? You ready for this one? Looks like you did get a monk to 50. Neat. But I think the classes I would probably get to 50 last would probably be like Dark Knight or Reaper. I never cared much for the edgelords. I'll throw an axe at him. She's invulnerable. Oh god. My power, no. I wonder if YouTube's gonna be mad at me for not doing these properly. Surely there's enough guides on the internet for these. Thank you again, Ada. One more. Honestly, I don't know how people have been discovering me through Final Fantasy XIV. Because there's just so much content out there. And yet I still get put in front of people. Like, I'm not big enough to like be up high in the rankings. And so it's a mystery to me, but like I am getting like traffic from YouTube. Round J, do you Ishtola, you in a Titan spot. There's plenty and it's super easy compared to the harder EX raids in Dawn Trail. I could have swore like people had trouble with Garuda specifically. So Ifrit and Garuda are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you have earned yourself a rest. Would that you had the luxury of time to enjoy it. It pains me to say, the Titan has also returned with a vengeance. As was the case before with his primal brethren, he has grown stronger than he was before. Then I went about my investigation. All indications suggest that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. But as it turns out, they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold's subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard the crystals with our being none the wiser. And a vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recently active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors: the amount of crystal it has gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the time for such prudence has run out. We've already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom, and as you might expect, it is addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you have traveled to his demesne by way of Aetheryte, first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. But do not despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You'll want to speak to Commander Riki at Maelstrom Command for the details. I cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsome strong. See to it you spare no preparation. Maybe the purpose for all of these is to like familiarize yourself with like the new, well, no longer new, but like the Beast Man areas where you can find all the beast quests. Alright, where's Commander Riki? Upstairs. You find it interesting why they don't do hard mode for trials anymore? Rather, it's just normal or EX. Well, like, the hard mode seems kind of arbitrary. Like, it seems like hard mode basically means, like, there is a risk of death, however small. Like one-shot capabilities, and then when you get into like the later game, like every trial has that. Like it becomes normal that you might die if you do something, if you stand in the dumb spot. This is not the Maelstrom.
Thanks, Granddad.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Bilbo Jones. How are you doing? Old of the Scions, your presence is most welcome. I'm chagrined that we must turn to you to lay the Titan low. No doubt this is yesterday's news to you, but the Lord of Crags has returned more ferocious and formidable than he was before. We cannot fathom how the kobolds were able to obtain such vast stores of crystals in so short a time. We will learn the answer in the coming moons, I suspect, but first things first. I'll need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on Limsa Lominsa. You've felled a primal before, and we believe that you can emerge victorious once more. We've learned of a new aetheryte that will take you to the navel. It's situated deep within Ugamoro mines. Not the most convenient of locations, admittingly, but so you'll have to cut yourself a path. Please make all haste. Titan's mere presence emboldens the kobolds, and 'tis only a matter of time before they move it in force against us. May the navigator guide you on your way, old. Okay. Now, where are the Ooga Booga mines? Is it in the lower? Middle? Western? Upper? Outer? We're almost there. I've never been to Camp Overlook. Neat. Doing well. Is this my first playthrough? Not quite. But yeah, I've never really played through Final Fantasy XIV. I made it like a chunk of the way into Stormblood. But I have not played... Like, I would say I've not played very far, but like that's still like 100 hours at least. Probably more like 120. But for the sake of YouTube, I wanted to record like the entire main storyline from start to finish, just as like a fun little experiment. And I can't do that like once I become a successful streamer, because there will be too much, you know? Like, wait, hang on. Before I go here, I should attune to the nearby aetheryte. Because I saw Asmongold try to play this once, and like, as fun as it was to see like all his followers spam holy on him and drive a whale into his camera, like he just can't play a game like this. And so I'm like, hey, I'm not popular. Let me give it a shot. Because if I had to choose, I actually recently filled out a thing. It was like your favorite games, things that had like the best everything. And my favorite game story of all time is probably Final Fantasy XIV. Like, it's one of the few games I play for the story. How does one get through this mess? Hi, Ada. Oh, Ada, I was following you. You led me astray. Boop. Oh. All right. Once more, we do the thing. You're making plans for your next year to play New Game Plus on your second channel? Nice. It's gone really well. I've been surprised at the amount of support. Like, if I didn't get any views whatsoever, I might have had to quit after A Realm Reborn. and like come back later. But the support I've gotten for Final Fantasy Fridays has been kind of amazing. Alright, the edge, but not all the way to the edge. Oop. Just home games. Take a swing at me. I contributed. He doesn't have as much to say as the others. You know, just bulldozing over Titan. I appreciate it. Personally, like, I didn't see the fun in, like, going through all of those again. It felt like the most forced. Do I need to complete those quests? Nope. They feel completed. Strawberry, thank you for the raid. You just missed several epic battles, and we're on our way back to Mordona to complete the story. Thank you again, Ada, for the help. When you get to EX raids, we can grind them for mounts. Ooh. Anyway, thank you, Strawberry, for the raid. I appreciate it. If you haven't seen Strawberry, Stream Elements has shouted her out. What have you been playing lately? Last I checked, you were way into Yu-Gi-Oh, which I gave a try for a little bit. I ran a Star Wars themed deck. I forget like what that deck is called. Alright, but now we can finally continue the story. I'm most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Yeah, now you play Dress Up Game? I've actually heard really cool things about Dress Up Game. I kind of want to play Dress Up Game. Instead, we had to settle for Visions of Mana. And Final Fantasy XIV is a pretty good Dress Up Game, too. Look at me. Aren't I glorious? Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Old, in particular, is ever a steadying hand who I trust will continue to support the Braves. If I have to. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? You're about to head off to bed. Good night, Ada. Thank you so much for murdering the primals for me. That was quite fun. As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeda's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Oriange is poring over his tomes of the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an etheric blade, remains unsolved. Needless to say, it's only a matter of time. Old, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphino and his braves with theirs? It would do much to restore the faith in the Immortal Flames and the Warrior of Light, if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to the organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly ask that once more. I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish to keep secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Whew. Hello, Riol. Pleasure as always, Old. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it? Actually, I have another task in mind for him. You would be so kind as to repeat your report for his benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons what have found their way into refugee hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising, a rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind what caught an arrow while talking to Old. Don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Old? Then it's settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. I mean, it seems prudent to murder the Black Marketeer and then wait for the clients to show up, right? Like, you don't wait until there's like a truck full of weapons and people who hate you around. It just doesn't seem like a good plan. Where is Highbridge? I think it's near Camp Drybone? Anyway, if people have stuck around from Strawberry's raid, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Old Man Sugarheart. I play a variety of games. On Fridays, we do Final Fantasy Fridays, where we are going to attempt to play through the entire main story quest of Final Fantasy XIV, which I estimate to be about 360 hours. It's probably going to be longer because I take the time to read everything out loud. But if you do nothing but the main story quest, that's how it goes. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard, common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a man of your standing, and Commander Leveilleur needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men have have need of the loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. But on the other days, when we're not playing Final Fantasy XIV, at least this month, I've been playing Luma Island on Saturday nights and Cyberpunk 2077 during the weekdays. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, old. He disappeared. He disappeared too. Ghosts. Slightly more than walking distance away. Can I fly over this? Yay! No. Alright. Looks like I have to go in the tunnel. Boop. Billbird. I spy the one man, but there's sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. What? Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool, you should have never come here. Oh no, I'm weak for falling off the cliff. How will I ever survive? Meh. that all of them? Those golden fleece things are adorable. Wonder if you can have one of those as a minion. I don't understand. What's this all about? Yeah. Ilbert, what have you done? As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this was the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Levieur will be most disappointed. Damn it all, a golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords. We suspect maybe them. But that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames and the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we've secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. I will join the hunt in the hunt for the dusk-white sellswords. If gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to the Third's Yu Hase. He'll take care of the rest. Anything good in here? Anyway, did you all see the plot thicken just then? I saw the plot thicken just then. Where is Yu Hase? Hi, Sugar. You're gonna lurk here? Well, good. This is an excellent place to lurk. One of my favorites. Kitty, you gonna knock over my drink? He's eyeing it. He's not knocked a drink over on my desk yet. He knocks them over everywhere else. I try to keep it as far from the edge of the table as possible. He's thinking about it, I can tell. Alright, Yu Hase, are you here? Ish? Yeah. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Korthus. Now what brings you to us this day? Your cat tries, but you catch him every time. Oh, my cat gets away with it all the time. We're very distracted people here in my family. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilberd, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riel stated with confidence there would be far greater quantity of weapons. Blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riel is unfamiliar with the ways of Ul'dah merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as far greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous and that he managed to achieve anything of worth at all. Still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plants. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Alien. For the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Till we meet again. Now here's the deal, you little potato. I feel a bit racist, but I don't trust any Lalafell, especially in Ul'dah. Hold a word, if it please ye. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Like, I'm just saying, there is a large number of untrustworthy Lalafell. It just seems to be disproportionate. I'm sure they're perfectly fine people. We just don't work well together. There's about to be a whole mess of us Lalas in Ul'dah marching through on Saturday. Like, I considered being a Lalafell just because I'm a Lalafell in real life. An extremely short and shrewd businessman with a fancy little beard and mustache. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and bustle of commerce means that most conversations go unnoticed. To get to the point, at the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no details out. Well, you see, it went down like this. That's not quite how the first sold it. These Duskwights they were chasing, latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself. Not before the fighting started, and not after. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boast, or our information was reliable, goddamn it. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back in the Braves. We're getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurance that we weren't taking gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. If well out of my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right, best get back to it. Old, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come see me when you're able. Whoop. Hello, kitty. Ow. I'm getting bit. Alright, to the Rising Stones. Though there are like two types of like classes I would recommend, or two types of races I would recommend for the game. If you're looking for pure comedy, like be someone really tall or really short, and like just see how well they match the cutscenes. Because being a humongous Rogadan woman left for some very hilarious interactions, and I imagine it's the same if you're a Lalafell. Thank you for coming so quickly, Old. We've a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you, a most determined lady, by all indications. Most determined. Sounds like Moonbreeda, really. Our guest is with the antecedent and the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? But Tataru knows Moonbreeda. And given that this has to do with dragons, it's probably Merrick's second in command, right? If I had to guess. Yeah, Lucia.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's Astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The Astrologians believe that it was Midgardsormr himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgardsormr had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgardsormr. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Yeah.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure you understand the nature of your destination. Oof. As Urianger started, what we call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius Van Belsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. So I didn't realize it was Midgardsormr in like the trailer video. Good to know. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgardsormr, legendary guardian of Silver Tear Falls, burst forth and from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silver Tear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. The same explosion transformed Silver Tear Falls into a desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing aether for miles around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of that faithful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emric's wishes, our Doman allies would have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake, and it would be wise to speak to them before investigating the wreckage itself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what danger awaits you within. Now then, let's not neglect our own tasks. There's so much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Speak with the Doman Watch in Mordona. Oh, is that just like right outside? It would be. Alright. We're actually going to call it quits here, because my alarm went off and I have to take the kids to school. But I had a great time with you guys today. Thank you again, Ada, for all your help with the various primals. It would have been needlessly long and complicated without you. And I'm going to wonder in the back of my mind whether I should have fought them legitimately with a level sync, or if it was okay to just speed through them like that. Because the fights were kind of interesting, but everyone's seen those 100 times, right? Either way, we got the important part. They were back and then we killed them. Wait, am I still in the Rising Chorus? I seem to be. Okay, we're not quitting just yet. You're in luck, sir. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake, though I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut off for some time. I'd wager they're in desperate needs of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then, the Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again? Well, from here it seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurance they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done. The creatures which inhabit the wreckage and the aforementioned Garleans won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. It's the only viable approach, I'd say. Ew. Kitty scratching. Alright, yeah, I definitely don't have time to complete this quest, I guess. So, next Friday, we're gonna take on the Keeper of the Lake. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Thank you so much for the stream. Thank you for watching. I had a great time. We're almost to Heavensward. Just like another 12 hours, I'm sure. But thank you so much. If you stick around, I will find somebody to raid. I believe I've got another Final Fantasy XIV streamer lined up. Yeah, we've got Sandra from Sandra's Corner Cafe doing her Final Fantasy Fridays. I recommend checking her out. She's got similar vibes and she's an equally cool person. And it looks like she's talking with Hildebrand, which is always fun. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.